Muslim Anglican Bishop Ephraim Ikeako states his position on Tinubu's presidential ambition. As 2023 presidential election draws closer, retired Reverend Ephraim Okechukwu Ikeako, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Amici, has revealed his position on Bola Tinubu's choice of Kashim Shettima as running mate. This was disclosed in a video on his church's Facebook handle 14 hours ago. According to Bishop Ephraim Ikeako, from 25 minutes into the video, he said, "That is why when we talk about elections, someone will tell me that I am saying nonsense. I should just preach. You have forgotten that the people you elect today have a lot to say about your well-being in this country. Those people that are saying we should ignore the Muslim ticket, that it doesn't matter, should know that we have just been insulted. It means we are not competent enough for them. The time to speak out in the church is now. A Muslim should not hand over to a Muslim. We are in a secular state," he says. The issue here is, I think, the conversation is getting very boring. Boring in the sense that I'm not saying the importance or the urgency of APC's decision is not important. No, it's just becoming repetitive. Okay, and because of how pushy, because you have to understand, the media as well also decides what news to push. The fact that it has literally just been the conversation for how many weeks now? I'm like, are we not tired? I mean, they keep pushing this. This person gives their opinion, can't give their opinion. This one that is not part of can't give their opinion. It's getting very boring and repetitive. Fact is, if the party is not giving you what you want, don't support it. Focus your energy somewhere else. Then don't support it. Those who are saying to overlook it, if you choose that, you know what, I'm going to overlook it, that is you. Great, fantastic. But it's like you're forcing the whole of Nigeria to engage in a conversation that is literally not even helpful. Why are people enjoying this conversation? You argue with each other. Why? And you know what? Personally, I genuinely think that this might have just been a strategy for the APC to just remain relevant and to continue to be the talk. And obviously, it does help their campaign, being in the news, being in everyone's mouths. I mean, everyone is talking about you, so in the news. And I think genuinely it must have come from the fact that, there was a season or there was a time where everybody could talk about was Peter Obi, literally. And any conversation of any other political party or any individual that had to do with the elections, it seemed as though Peter Obi would not be removed from the conversation. So talking about anything else would be like you're comparing it to Peter Obi and the Labour Party. And I think that was such a strong time. I mean, again, it must have been overwhelming for a lot of other parties. But I think this is just a strategy for APC to literally remain relevant. Look at the actions they've taken. I mean, you hire fake bishops. Of course, that would spread like wildfire. You intensify the argument. I mean, APC must be even loving this because they are they're the epicenter. This Muslim ticket has taken over every other relevant conversation we need to be having. If a party is not doing it for you, look away. Because right now, if you're going on this election process, it's really a recruitment process. And for a lot of other parties, attention needs to be focused on raising funds and obviously pushing manifestos, agendas, whatever it is. And also the time that as a nation together, we should spend comparing, drilling, asking questions to all candidates apart from Tinubu. We're not doing that. We're wasting time. It's a strategy. We're wasting time talking about this conversation when really there are other candidates that you could be focusing on. I'm not just saying well-known candidates, but just in general, because this conversation, where has it led us? In fact, it should even solidify why the APC should not be the party for you, and should solidify, you think of how the ruling party APC has been in the last few years or 8 years, we have seen their reactions to prejudice and attacks that are solely caused by ethnic issues and religious issues, and see how responsive they have been. And all of a sudden, they push a Muslim ticket and you're surprised. Why should you be surprised? The party has shown that they do not even consider you in general anyway. The respect is not there. The level of impunity It's like, it's so bad. I mean, prior to APC, things were very, I mean, we're still in minors. Things just got even worse. But fact is, you could say there was some level of secrecy. It may not even be respect for the citizens, but with other parties, PDP for example, I mean, there was some level of secrecy to certain things happening, to certain scandals the politicians would be involved in. But it just seems like APC came and they were just like, you know what? Let's just destroy every inch or every hope of standard that was even existent. I mean, they have gotten away with so much. I mean, the NSAS is just the biggest of it all. I mean, for the fact that Nigerians did their best to make this trend worldwide, because they really did. And to think that this same government then even banned Twitter in the country. This same government. And I think because there are different things that happen in your country, so you think that, you know what, the measures within the country will be what to hold me accountable. But for the fact that Nigerians did their best to make this worldwide, and who ordered the killings, and then they banned Twitter. Like, obviously, it was just like a train. It was a wreck. It was literally like a line of just like a domino effect. It was literally the government embarrassing and making such bad decisions that really showed the core of their leadership, to be honest. And nothing has happened. I mean, we even had, what was his name? I'm not sure of the name right now, but it was a big scandal. Apparently, someone big in office was sharing citizen details with terrorist groups. Was sharing personal details of citizens of the population with terrorists. And I think that moment for me was like, we're actually finished, like we're actually done for. I mean, I think every Nigerian would have that moment, and then obviously things will happen that obviously prove to you that, you know what you thought was over, it was just little. But it's such a thing where things like that, they really, drew the world's attention and world's eyes on Nigerian leaders, and yet nothing happened. So it now shows that, listen, we may cry for help, but until we choose to change things, all of us are going to suffer. So now the problem is, we need to leave the mindset of just having conversations. It's good to talk and raise awareness of issues. Fine, great, fantastic, continue. But we have to have relevant and helpful conversations, not just talking and ranting for the sake of it. It's as simple. Listen, if the party is not giving you what you want, focus elsewhere. Simple. And if you literally have, the ones that you say are at this point, it's place of no return. There's some people at this point you can never convince, you can never talk to. They've made up their minds. What can you do? Again, is it not the democracy everyone's shouting? It's just the reality of the democracy that you want to practice. It is what it is. Put what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.